dinners and lunches and breakfasts, all I have is fish. I'm allergic to poultry, I'm allergic to eggs, I can't have chicken, turkey, and I don't really eat meat, although I have had a steak now and then in the last few months. My favorite is tilapia. It's not as fishy or stinky as cod or snapper, less expensive than halibut, less expensive than sea bass. I get a couple of these, spice them all up, put them in Ziploc bags, freeze them, and then I pull a Ziploc out. I usually, one fillet for me is 2 meals. So I just pull them out, defrost them as I need them. Very convenient. So basically, you start off with some fish. Get a nice big bowl so that you can spread them out and get the spices on them. And considering the diet is pretty bland at this point, spices are a big deal. Especially considering I'm eating fish 3 times a day, I need to have a little bit of taste in here. So I've laid out about 5 fillets to start. A little bit of extra virgin olive oil. And of course this smooshes around with all of the rest of it. Fresh cracked pepper. I don't do sodium loads or depletes or anything. I just don't use a lot of salt, period, in my life. So I like Mrs. Dash. There's a few different kinds you can get. I get the regular table version. A little bit of Worcestershire sauce. And I love grainy mustard. Now this particular one, according to the label, has, where's the bad thing in here? A little bit of sugar. But it's not going to dent the diet that bad. But you can, I'm pretty sure you can find some grainy mustard that has absolutely no sugar in it as well. I don't bodybuild, so being fitness and figure, you can be a little loose. Not much looser, but a little bit looser with your strictness compared to the bodybuilders. So with this, you need to spread it around a little bit. It's a little bit thicker. And then once you're done that, as you can see here, I lay another layer of fish out so that it takes some of the spice on there. And there you go. And again, the tilapia has a nice texture like halibut. It isn't as tough or stringy as snapper. A little bit of oil again. So I think there was like 10 fillets here. So the amount of oil I'm using really isn't that big of a deal. The only reason I'm not using my udos oil is simply because you don't want to cook that. And I do end up cooking these. I don't cook them now. I freeze them fresh and then I cook them after I've defrosted them. Now I don't measure because I've always kind of just done it this way. But I'm sure if you wanted to have certain ratios of things, you could limit yourself and measure the oil and this and that. But as you can see, it hasn't made any dents in my leaning and my dieting, so. I usually go through, when I'm eating like this and lots and lots of the fish, I'll go through a jar, about a month and a half. Then, what I do is I put them in here, and they're basically set, ready to go. Now I usually have a helper, but unfortunately my helper is behind the camera right now. But I usually do have somebody holding the bag for me. Makes it a little quicker and a little easier. So, as I was telling my partner, I'm a little bit of a lazy ass and I'm in a hurry and I throw my fish in the microwave for about 6 minutes. I have a pathetic microwave, so it needs about 6. A strong one is about 2 or 3. And then I take half the fillet, eat it, and the other half I put away for the next meal. And I can be lazy with my veggies. If I'm eating broccoli with these, I'll get fresh broccoli, but if I use green beans, I'll just take it out of the can. So it all depends on how much time and effort you want to put into it and how much time and effort you have to put into it. So I'm at my last week of contest. I'm going to be doing some cutting exercises to show you, and then we're going to show you a little bit of the days before contest. Walking, posing, practicing the stances for figure and for fitness, and then maybe some day before and day of contest footage.